Hey everybody, Tony Katz, PJTV here at the Iowa Straw Poll in Ames, Iowa, right now in the Hilton Coliseum on the campus of Iowa State University, and joined to bring the post-straw poll analysis by Craig Robinson of the Iowa Republican. Young man, you got your own microphone. You made the big time,
I made it. I've got a microphone. Didn't think it ever happened this fast.
You were there. You were part of the Google Iowa Republican soapbox, powered by Google, an amazing tent. Tell me about what you are hearing from your sources here at the straw poll.
My sources are telling me big turnout today. We saw it on the grounds in front of our tent. Masses of people on the grounds. I think tons of undecided people on the grounds.
Right.
Not everyone was wearing campaign shirts today, and that tells me people were passionate, wanted to show up on their own and figure out who to vote for. And so that means the candidate and campaign who actually was able to identify undecided people and say, hey, you need to vote for me, might have gotten advantage if there was someone who was really good at that today.
You know, it's a really amazing experience to see this firsthand, because it was this unbelievable mix of people, young and old and families. And yes, while we did see plenty of campaign shirts, I had put forth, saw a lot of Tim Pawlenty shirts, the green shirts with the number 12, saw plenty of Ron Paul shirts as well, the orange Bachmann shirts, even saw a lot of Americans for Rick Perry shirts, because as we're here, Rick Perry announces that he's in the race while he's in South Carolina. But does any of that matter to how they vote? Is it possible they're come in as a supporter and change? Has that ever happened?
I think if you got someone wearing a t-shirt, they're probably voting for that person. Those are the most passionate people. And that's why I think that, you know, there's a lot of undecideds here, because I saw a lot of plain-clothed people of all ages, and that leads me to think that people came here and then figured out who they were going to vote, or maybe they were leaning one way or the other, but they weren't motivated necessarily by a candidate or a campaign to get here on their own.
Was there anybody who really came into the straw poll and said, I was thinking one way, but then I saw the debate and that turned me around?
I talked to a person today, and they said that they had talked to a young college kid who was a Ron Paul supporter, and they told them that this person had changed their vote from for Ron Paul to Rick Santorum based on that intense ideological conversation they had about foreign policy. And so we're seeing how the debate could impact this race, where Ron Paul, when he's talking about fiscal issues, is really good and people agree, but when he veers off and starts talking about foreign policy and other things, he starts to lose people, and that debate at the end focused an awful lot on those things, and that could have hurt his vote today.
I find it very interesting that a Ron Paul supporter would go from Ron Paul to Rick Santorum. I would like to speak to them myself. We're going to be bringing you all the results in just a matter of seconds. As a matter of fact, I think they're starting right now.
And I also want to make sure, before we announce the results of the straw poll, to thank Iowa Secretary of State Matt Schultz and his hardworking staff, as well as Story County Auditor Lucy Martin, for overseeing today's elections.
We're hearing from Iowa GOP Chairman Matt Straw.
Now at this time, Secretary of State Schultz will hand deliver the straw poll results
In advance of the results of the 2011 Iowa Straw Poll.
With 16,892 Iowans voting.
It's a big turnout.
The winner of the 2011 Iowa Straw Poll is Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Almost
25% of the vote going to Congressman Michelle Bachmann. Now, give me an idea of it, 2007. How big of a percentage is that?
That's a good percentage.
Ron Paul coming in second.
That was close.
That is an
Close
unbelievable short margin of less than 200 votes. And Tim Pawlenty with the shock. It's a massive drop down, though.
Big drop. Big
That's
drop down.
2,293 votes.
1,600 votes.
This is unbelievable.
We'll see if that's enough to keep him viable in the race. Santorum beats Kane. I think that's a big story. That's a big deal for Santorum.
We'll definitely be getting into that in a second.
Romney, not bad. Not here, no presence. Wow, this surprises me.
After the result, after the what he did in the debate, to see that votes.
That's more than I thought he would get. He wasn't here. McCotter, 35 votes. Ouch.
Yeah.
I was only off by.
So there we
13.
are. Let us bring it back here with Craig Robinson of the Iowa Republican, Tony Katz for PJTV. Let's start with the big number first. 25% of the vote to Congressman Michelle Bachmann. How shocked are you by that?
That's a significant percentage of the vote. I'm impressed that she got over almost 5,000 votes. I think that's an impressive number that she put up. That's more votes than Mitt Romney got. There we go.
And the Ron Paul people have decided to let themselves be heard. They are all over the event center right now. Ron Paul squeaks out it's a 200 vote difference, less than, between him and Bachmann. I gotta ask you, does his people feel in any way discouraged about this?
No, I think they love this result. I thought he had enough votes to actually win this contest. 4,600 votes is enough to win. I mean, that's more than I predicted that he had. But Michelle Bachmann, I think, really turned people out, and she obviously was able to talk to a lot of those undecideds who showed up today and entertain them and get them to vote.
Let me take you into 3, 4, and 5, because Herman Cain, who many predicted would get in that top 3 spot, drops to 5. Tim Pawlenty pulls out number 3, even though it's only half the votes of Michelle Bachmann, and then 1,600 some odd votes to Rick Santorum. How strong was his debate performance that he does this well, yet we only see 385 votes for someone like Newt Gingrich, who many said won the debate?
I agree. I think a lot of Iowans, the constant thing I hear about Newt Gingrich is, we love him on stage. This is a smart guy, but the one thing he can't do is run a campaign. And so they're looking for someone, the #1 issue, beating Obama, and they don't think he can run the campaign to do that.
The Tim Pawlenty taking the 3rd spot. How much does this bolster him now to stay in this race?
It does not. I mean, I think they're going to try to spin it. We're going to hear that for the next few days. 3rd place has been a death nail in this contest. Elizabeth Dole in 1999, 3rd place, gone. You know, in the fall. Last time, Sam Brownback, similar vote total, almost identical vote
Senator
total.
of Kansas.
Gone in the fall. So I think Pawlenty's the storyline for Pawlenty's going to be he's going to shrink his Iowa staff. He's not going to be he can't outrun these stories that are come, because he's going to have to contract and get a lean, mean machine, and those stories are going to kill him.
Herman Cain, is he dropping out of this race?
No, I think Herman's not going to drop out of the race, but I think a 5th place finish is disappointing for him. Santorum beating him, I think, is a big deal. Cain had a lot of momentum early, and it seemed to have waned.
I got to tell you, Craig, we have had a most unbelievable time here in Iowa and Des Moines and Ames and everywhere, and we can't thank you enough at the IowaRepublican.com for all your hospitality and everything you did for us at PJTV. This has been an absolutely incredible experience, and we have even more videos and more content coming to you at PJTV.com. For everybody here, for Craig Robinson, thank you. For our cameraman, Andrew Bridgewater, and for me, I'm Tony Katz. Thank you so much. Keep watching PJTV. Take care.